Okay, we are doing more math. Let's see if I can get this right. This is the one, the hover cam. All right, this is it. All right, so this is the second last one that we're doing. Okay. Okay, I got that. Why does it keep popping up? Okay, so Snell's Law. Love it. Just kidding. No, I actually do love it. Okay, now we talked about how, light is changing direction when it enters a new medium, okay? So there is a relationship that we can use between the incident angle, which is here, and the refracted angle, which is here, to find the index of refraction for one of the two mediums. So medium 1, medium 2. That privately, that's a little better. Okay. And so say we had the speed that light traveled up here, right? We can use our index of refraction. So N1 equals C over V1. So we can compare it. We can compare the speed to one medium to the other. And 2 equals C over V2. And we can put them together. Now, this is where I'm sure most of you would start using your phones for this one, because this is where we're going to introduce sine. And what it is sine, cosine, tan. I'm sure you guys have done this. I'm sure you do it in grade 10. Yeah, you do. I've taught grade 10 math before. And it's really why we use sine is it's like a comparison of triangles, similar triangles. That was the word I was looking for. So the equation that we're going to come up with to put these together, right, to get rid of the c, is we're going to be looking at, we don't need to worry about or. I'm just going to give you the equation. I'm not going to give you all the other stuff that goes along with it, all the extras that don't really mean anything. So index of refraction for 1, okay, that would be a medium 1, all right, times the sine of angle 1, right, is equal to index of refraction for 2 times sine 2. Nope. I screwed that up. It's so late. Sine theta 2. That's right. So angle of your refraction here. Okay. So I can give it all to you just so you guys have it. N1 is index. This is not going to fit. I think yours actually is filled out. I think I gave you the filled out one. Index of refraction. And then N2 index of refraction for the second medium. I'm not writing it all out. Okay. And then you have your sine theta 1, right? Theta 1 is your incident angle. Okay. And then theta, not R, 2 is your refracted angle. Okay. So how this is going to work, this equation here, okay? You will be given 3 of the 4 variables, right? Sometimes you'll read in a question and it will look like it's only giving you 2 variables, but usually when they talk about air, they don't give you the index of refraction for air because they assume that you know it. So there's no practice questions here to do one with. But I'm just going to do one with you. I'll just make one up, okay? So say the index of refraction for the first medium, okay? It's for you. Index of refraction for the first medium is given to you. You know what? I'm going to pop up the textbook over in here and I'm just going to grab a question out of the textbook and we can do a question together. Okay. Perfect. When light, okay, so I'm going to read out a question and try to follow along and write out the answers, okay? When light passes from water into diamond, okay? So I'm just going to draw this out just so you guys can see, okay? From water into diamond, okay? When light passes from water into diamond at an angle of 45 degrees from the normal, what is the angle of refraction? So it's given us the angle of incidence. So this is our angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. I do I and R. I don't do the 1 and 2. But sorry, I'll do 1 and 2 for you guys just for now. Okay, because I don't want to mess up. I don't want you guys to get confused. And then this will be, oh, see, I did the R. I'll do the 1 and the 2 for you guys. So 45 degrees. Okay, so that question didn't tell us the index of refraction for water or diamond. I will never expect you to memorize them. So I'll either give you a chart, which there is in the textbook, or I will ensure that I include it in the questions when I give you the questions, okay? So it's saying index of refraction from water to diamond. Water is 1.33. That is the index of refraction for water, okay? We have the incident angle. So we have the angle 45 degrees. Okay. We have N2 because we know that diamond is 2.42. And the question was asking us, what is the refracted angle? Right? So we don't have the refracted angle. That is our unknown. I'll put that there. Okay. So let's solve it. So always, always, always start with your equation. N1 sine theta 1 equals N2 sine theta 2. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Now fill it in. And you do this first and fill it in because a lot of people, I'm not going to lie, when they read questions, they get them confused and they always end up switching. So they'll end up giving the index of refraction to the wrong angle. So they'll put like the angle of refraction with the index of refraction for the first medium, right? So you do this so I can see where you made a mistake. That way, then you only lose half a mark. And if you do all the math right, I can still give you a mark for the math, okay? And then we're going to go sine 45 and 2.42 and then sine, which we don't have, okay? So what do we want to do? Everyone has a different way of doing it. I like doing it in 2 steps because I can, with all the brackets and everything that I can use on my calculator, I can do the question in 1 step. And if you get used and comfortable with your calculator, it makes it so much easier and may suggest doing that, using the brackets and everything. Gets better for the grade 11 physics class because the questions, formulas get quite complicated. We want to isolate for sine theta 2 here. So we need to get rid of 2.42. So like I said yesterday, opposite operation. So because this is being multiplied, how do we get it so that we can isolate for this? We need to divide it out, right? You do this and you would divide it out, cancels it both out. But whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other. So now this is our other side, okay? So sine theta 2 equals 1.33 sine 45 degree angle divided by 2.42. And then this is where you do your math. And I will, I will do that right now. Okay, so I got my 1.33. So one thing I have to make sure you guys understand is that some calculators you have to put sine in first. Some calculators you have to put the angle in first. So make sure you figure that out before you submit any answers to any questions on any test, because you want to make sure that you don't submit it wrong. Okay, so what I'm getting is 0.3886 and more numbers. Does that look like the right answer? We're looking for an angle. Does that look like a right answer? No. No. And when you get more comfortable with like this, and you've done a few questions and you kind of understand what's happening with the bending of the light, you can maybe take note that this index of refraction is 1.33, right? This one is 2.42. Light is going to travel faster in water than in diamond. So what happens if it's going from an area faster to slower? Well, the angle that I'm using this here, the angle at which it enters the medium, well, it's going to slow down. And when it's slowing down, it's going closer to the normal, which means that this angle should be less than 45 degrees, okay? And as you get more comfortable with this, you'll be able to pick those tidbits out, and it helps you to find out if you did the right answer. This is not the angle, okay? It's not that small, but we have this here. We need to get rid of this, okay? How do you get rid of sine? Well, you have to opposite operation. And maybe you're not comfortable with it, but you're going to have to opposite operation. And the opposite operation is sine with the little -1. Oh, you can't really see it. Okay. All right. That's inverse sine. That's the opposite of sine. It's inversing it. Okay. So that's what you got to do. So to get rid of it here, and then now you have to do your inverse sine to this number. And then you will get your angle, which should be about 22.86, and we'll go 87. And you have to give me the little degrees. Okay, so that is question number 1. You are going to do a couple of the questions that I'm assigning for you. And practice. And I'm going to give you some to practice both finding the angle and finding the index of refraction, okay? So I'm going to post the questions I would like you to do under newsfeed, because I'm going to give you a handout that has a lot of questions. I don't want you doing them all. So I will let you guys know, okay? And that is it for today. That is Snell's Law. And make sure you ask me any questions if you struggle with it. It's a lot to wrap your head around, but I think you guys can do it. So just make sure you ask. Don't fall behind. Okay? That's it.